Yep.
What was this? There's so many letters. WGDPW.
Yeah.
Check. Got it. Okay.
Wargaming Dual Purpose Works. I don't know. So
Hit me on the team.
let's take a look at it. We've got DBFB bringing Massachusetts, Giulio, Prince Ido Frederick. That's where Cody is. Atlantico, and Lenin. So same lineup.
Yeah, and from we'll just call them Team W. The other letters are still vowels. It's the Warspite, which we like that. The Julio, the Turpis, the Lenin, and the Mass. All strong ships.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a bad spawn with the Warspite and the Julio being the far east. They're kind of pigeonholed on the tier 8s, whereas DBFB has a perfect spread. That's just bad spawning.
Right.
That sucks.
Oh, well. All right. So, let's see where these guys end up going. Looks like DBFB is going a heavier A side.
Give me 1 second.
No problem.
Yep. So this may boil down to just the deployment here.
Mm-hmm.
Massachusetts back on the outside, but they're stuck with Lenin, Massachusetts, Turpitz together. Now, I like what Radiant's doing. He's sticking behind this island. He's turned around.
Yep.
He's got a bad draw with this Lenin, but as long as he can, keep that Lenin occupied and prevent him from moving up and getting good cross shots on their Lenin, then he's doing his job. If where Death Machine is right now, he's in a precarious position if the Lenin can move up just a little bit more and get them cross shots on him.
Yeah, Death Machine's in trouble. He's a little too far forward. Obviously, the focus target for DBFB.
Yeah, and there's shots from the... Were those HE shells from the Lenin?
Didn't catch it.
They looked HE-like. And yeah, this means that Lawless Gecko has to move up. And if he does, he's got the Atlantico dead to rights. He's got the Atlantico dead to rights, but it does look like the Turpitz is going to move up, and that's not really going to develop a cross shot.
Speaking of, look at the Turpitz just going right into B. Like, here, I'm just going to take this cap from you guys. Thanks.
And Lenin's hitting it. This is where Radiant has to make some kind of presence, and there you go. He's just going to be able to shoot at the Lenin. It's going to prevent him from at least owning C. But this is we've got some movement. The Lenin, I think, of Team W is gonna be the sacrificial lamb, though.
He pressed W, and yeah, he's just gonna sit here.
That puts him in a 1v1 versus the Mass. It gives him an opportunity. Lenin, meanwhile, has pushed up. It's going to dislodge the Atlantico, who has taken a bigger turn than he should have. Only 4K here, and that means Massachusetts moves up. Julio moves up, though. Nova Random's coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And
I like that, actually.
Julio of Team W.
Oh, almost kills the Lenin with that shot, too. Beautiful.
Yeah, what's their Julio up to?
Whose?
Team W.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, everything else is in, like, a struggle to the death. There he is. He's getting some shots on the Massachusetts now, but he's really limiting
Yep.
what he can shoot at and or tank.
Speaking
and,
of
WGDPW has overplayed his hand.
You think? All right, Lennon goes down
Just a
finally.
little bit.
And he's
the
now
Turpits,
hard turning to try to get the torpedoes off. Knows he's dead.
classic move. And he will hit 1, 2,
Just one. All right, well, that's 2 kills for Team DBFB.
Yeah, that's a surefire way to get the W.
Mm-hmm. Gonna see more Rambo, I think.
Well, and I hate to say this, they were doomed from the spawn. Having all 3 of your high-tier ships all spawn on your west really limited what they could do. I mean, you can move around a little bit, but in a 10-minute game, you really don't have the time.
I feel like they kind of out-strategized themselves, you know? I liked Radiant's idea of parking behind the island, go for the free shots, you know, cross shots and all that. But
there was nothing to spot for him.
Right, and nothing was really materialized. It also allowed the Lenin to just do whatever the heck he felt like because, hey, nobody's opposing him. So I think in this kind of mode, every battleship needs to be accounted for. Every battleship needs to be heard and pounding away with their guns. If it's not happening, then that, you know, something's really wrong. It's unfortunate. It's kind of like one of those situations where if if you're one man down, you so hurt the team that there's just no way to recover.
Well, and we're seeing a lot of one guy getting smacked while the rest of the team's kind of hanging back like that. The Julio, like now you're in open water.
Yep.
You're fighting.
Yep.
Where was that chutzpah before? Like you're hiding behind an island. You're kind of shooting at a bow in Massachusetts. Like you gotta move based on what's happening. And even if you're taking that broadside risk for a turn to be able to get to move again, you're taking guns off of that land. Like you're giving him the chance to heal more.
I feel like Radiant is just expecting to die here. I mean, he's just sitting broadside, like
I mean, this was a crappy spawn. We'll have to see if the spawn changes. Yeah, that's very, very dead Radiant. I mean, Warspite versus Lenin, you're not gonna short of ramming, you can't expect him to do something crazy. But he's stuck behind the island. The Julio stuck behind the island. The Turpits pushed
way too hard.
Didn't, and then the Lenin he over pushes. Look where the Lenin ended up dying. He ended up dying halfway through the A cap.
Yep.
So a little bit of half the team's doing one thing, the other half's doing the other, and I think a big part of it honestly was the spawn. There it is. They get clapped out.
That's right.
5-0. DBFB taking the W.
More Rambo for everyone. Here you go. It's like same spawns.
Same ships?
Yep. Massachusetts, Julio, Frederick, Atlantico, Lenin.
Really makes our job easy.
Mm-hmm.
It happened again.
What?
Massachusetts, Lenin, Turpits, all on the west. They did.
They did.
Shuffle.
They did. Remember, WGDPW left and came back.
That's just one person, though.
That's true. Maybe they should have done everybody. Oh well.
Yeah, you gotta shake the tree.
I see.
But see, on this, you can get away with this if you create a crossfire.
It looks like they're going to try doing just that.
You got a nice island outside of A. And I would maybe do Lenin, Massachusetts, A, Turpits, Julio, Warspite, Delta. It's not as detrimental as that last map, where they had no option but to go to A.
Now, I do like the decision. Just move forward, and then let's see what they choose to do, because as they do, of course, they will generate some cross shots. Warspite versus Lenin matchup again is oof.
Well, and we're seeing from a DBFB, they are moving the Julio, at least it appears. across. So they're making the adjustment. They're bringing in with the Lenin.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to mean for a moment, because these are small maps, the Lenin is going to be isolated and alone if he's going full bananas, which
He is.
he is. So he's going to, unless he kind of hides behind this island until he gets some support, he's going to be isolated. There's not going to be a ton that threatens him, though.
Mm-mm.
And the Turpins B throwing out the anti-sub stuff is going to give him some I like that.
Yeah.
Get some information for free. Here you go. Massachusetts B shots out on the Lenin, who is gonna get away with it.
Look at DBFB changing up their Atlantico too now.
They're adjusting.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's obviously there's good in that. The bad is that adjustment. We're 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the match, so you have only a limited amount of time to do it. And things can really go wrong. Now, fortunately for them, they haven't taken any damage yet, but for the Massachusetts taking a single salvo.
Now
this
watch,
could be much worse.
Watch this at A. Death Machine, if this Massachusetts comes out quickly.
If he moves forward, this Lenin is dead.
Yeah.
And he's going. Guns are turning. Let's just watch this. Nope.
Meanwhile, Lenin shots on the other Lenin don't pan out. He's turning back in. He'll be okay.
There's the shells.
Yeah, he's fine.
Could have been worse.
Oh yeah.
And now that Lenin's in a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
But the Julio takes it from the Lenin of DBFB, and it's a 3-on-2 over here. What are you gonna do with it? Because a Lenin in Massachusetts can hold for quite some time. I think Lawless Gecko needs the 3-point turn, go to the left-hand side of this island, and threaten the Massachusetts of 5 yucks.
I agree. Or just reverse and, get into a point. Might take a while, but make your bow pointed west.
Took a big hit. Good trading again. Look at both teams. Both teams are equally taking damage. Sans the Atlantico of Whooper. So not a ton of focus fire. And I think DBFB have realized that their advantage is at A. They're pushing in there. But Team W has already capped D.
I like the Turpitz' position here, except he's not looking. He's actually got a brilliant shot on the Julio, but he's too tunnel visioned on the Atlantico. Here comes the shot. He gets nothing out of that shot. Meanwhile, plenty in return. Ouch! Double fire. He's forced to heal. So, okay, you got the decap. What are you going to do next?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Just sit here and take it, apparently.
Massachusetts and A, the time is a-ticking.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Lawless Gecko. He's low. The Turpins is low. HP is not on the side of Team W.
I mean, everybody but Radiant is low at this point. And Radiant, I think, recognizes that, and he's coming in and just banging away.
But look at the Turpins. He's low with 4 heals. Oh, that's such a waste of resources.
Well, that's because he got completely clobbered a couple of times. And, you can't give up that broadside and take those kinds of hits. They're not citadels, but they're full pens. And there you go. Not only does he die, he also blocks Dragonist Julio, so he can't move.
And their advantage, like, you get that advantage to wrap around.
What advantage?
They had a 3v2 there. It was squandered. And now the Lenin and the Massachusetts, they did, like, if you look at the damage that the Atlantico, Frederick, and Massa have, that's their advantage side, and you expect it. And the Massachusetts eventually died, but then if you look at the other side, the Lenin and the Julio have taken very little damage for having 3 ships over here.
That's right, because all of it went on one ship, the Tirpitz. So DBFB is doing a much better job of spreading out the damages and ensuring that their ships stay healthy, and it shows.
Well, and they're pressing, so Team W, they capped D, which is awesome. It's going to give them points, blah, 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 blah. But Team DBFB, they're still not capping A, but they've won it.
We saw this on this actual map earlier with that team. Was it TO? Whatever the team was with the Hiei that just got himself stuck on that island. Same thing. They pushed hard, they met the enemy, and then they stopped. And if you look at where the Julio is right now for the red team, for W, and the Tirpitz, they were on top of each other, just like the other side in the match that we casted earlier.
Yep.
Same thing.
They were about to see the Lenin get rammed here.
No.
Or forced to back up to the Frederick.
Yeah, he's going to back into Cody.
Look at this. The Massachusetts is shooting at the Warspite.
Why not?
Wow.
Why not?
Oh, and he nails him. Oh, that's disrespectful. That's the move, though. I think the Frederick should have just stayed where he was at. He would have crushed that Lenin if he would have stopped before.
Yeah, well.
You had him backing up, but this
there it is.
This is controlled aggression. I like it.
Yep.
Again, Team W. That the spawn hurts.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Nova Random had HE loaded for dragging this Julio. Full broadside.
Oh.
The pain.
Secondaries.
The pain.
Secondaries. If I would have shot an AP, it would have been like 3 in the water, 2 over the ship, and an overpen. Yeah, they're just gonna ram out. They've conceded here.
If this is a dual ram, this will be hilarious. Nope.
It's the appropriate move. And there you have it. That's the game. Game 2 going in favor of Team Rambo.
That's right. Don't have to change it.
Like Team W, they got to leave and come back in a different order. You got to shake something up because that's the.
See a lot of teams that if they're 0, they just they said no.
Out.
Yeah, and you know I think it's great. It's a good learning opportunity, like you said.
Well, and come tomorrow, you're going to be playing against other teams of similar pedigree. So it's looking like there's been some groups of death. So tomorrow's a whole different ball game for them. All right, here we go. It's game number 3.
That's right. So DBFB winning 2 games already, looking to get 1 more, bringing I think the same lineup: Julio, Lenin, Atlantico, Massachusetts, and Prince Ido.
I mean, if it ain't broke at this point, don't fix it. We got a Fuso here now, and see, look, they swapped out, and the tier 8s. I mean, they all started. This is really not the map to be worried about it, but they're in different positions at least.
That's right.
So some evidence of our conspiracy theory that the order you come in may matter.
Well, and also there's a change in ship too, and who knows, that could have had an impact too. So.
Poor Radiant's getting the tier 5s though.
Well, now he's got the 6s. He had the Warspite last time. But either way,
he's got the Fuso. He doesn't get to be the big boy though. I hate it. Remember when this tournament was like 3 tier 10s and a Mikasa, and I hated the Mikasa. That was the worst.
But do you remember when we were all cheering on when the Mikasa's got into secondary slap fights?
Yeah, well, of course, but you feel bad for the guy where it's like, we're gonna play a tournament, and because we require this many players, you're just gonna be in this ship that can barely get to the cap before the game's over.
Imagine,
Like,
though, winning a whole bunch of tournament prizes, just
by
literally being
Mikasa,
in a Mikasa.
yeah, that's the only thing that would make it feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take a look at DBFB across the board, you're already seeing it develop. It's a straight line.
Yep.
And we are not seeing that from Team W.
No. Now, we saw this with Stark as well. They did the same thing. They were also Northern Spawn, and they just all went straight south for the most part.
Well, and I'm watching this Lenin. He's on. They don't know where he's at, what he's doing.
Chisato
He is
Nishi?
gonna run into. He's gonna run into Atlantico, Massachusetts. Unfortunate for him, but they may turn. And some big shots from the Lenin can really do some. He's taking his sweet time.
I think
going east.
Yeah, and I think it's smart. Go all the way. I think he's turning up too soon. If you're going to play it like this, you play all the way to the 10 line, and then you work your way up from there. You want to wait until DBFB takes the cap and turns elsewhere, and then you surprise. But that's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time, but I like... he's backing out of it. The Turpitz today is just threatening and saying, like, do something about me being right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna slow down the Frederick Lenin.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, oh no, I'm sorry, that was the fighter. I'm like, there's two Lenins. I'm dumb. The Lenin Julio.
Oh.
It was in like the perfect spot where it looked like double Lenin, and there you go. Lenin opens up. They didn't quite get the value from the Lenin that they were hoping for, but he's got this flank.
Yes.
He's got to use it now.
Yes. And I don't like...
Fuso should shoot at the Atlantico.
Yep.
He's got him.
I don't like that the Atlantico is in like this. He did take a shot on Radiant earlier. They all missed. Radiant is ready to go. He is looking now. He's prepping his shots.
Well, and the Julio turns broad, but they shoot at Lawless Gecko. There you go. Radiant shots out on a stationary Atlantico. Fuso can do some work here.
Yeah.
Not quite.
No.
A lot of guns, a lot of opportunity. The problem now, are they going to chip at this Turpitz?
Whooper did a nice job of backing up, recognizing the threat, and turning.
Well, if the Lenin... keep going, Lenin. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do not stop.
Nope. Get on the backside.
If he gets on the backside of these guys, as long as Lawless Gecko lives, which is a very big if at the moment,
yes,
there's going to be carnage. Turpitz has gone dark. That means Fuso is going to get a little of attention, but they're doing a better job of trading.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, cross shots from the Lenin, so they know what he's doing, and Lawless Gecko is alive. The Julio is taking a lot of damage. They're really chipping at Lawless Gecko, so the Lenin, the window is closing very quickly.
Yes, now Gecko is healing. His DCP is available, but he really needs to find a way out of here, and he can't. He's being shot at from both sides, actually. So if I'm Gecko at this point, I'm just going to pull forward. I'd rather have 2 ships shoot at me than 4.
Yes.
Also
They're
DCP.
going to take the Atlantico.
He's not DCPing. He's on 2 fires. Why isn't he DCPing?
DCP.
Like, come on. Come on. Did he forget that he's got DCP? He's going to die here. Yeah.
And he would add a heal.
He would have been fine. That's a huge misplay.
Yeah, and here's the Lenin, but now that the Massachusetts is dead,
they just hit forward. Death Machine's in trouble too.
He's safe. I mean, they got something from the Lenin, but it was only a 6K salvo, and
yeah.
Oh, it was close. I think it was too long on the Lenin and the misplay on that Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Because do you try and ram With the Julio? I mean,
Julio's
it's
too
not a
low.
good option. There's no option I like here now.
Yeah, Julio is too low.
That's the best developed play we've seen.
Mm-hmm. There was an attempt.
Just, DBFB, they saw what was happening and they focused down that central Massachusetts,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what was keeping him there. And once he was dead,
It
it
wasn't
took too long.
It wasn't just the Massachusetts. It was also the Turpits.
Lennon needs to look right. He needs to look right.
Well, he's gonna look right pretty soon. Whether he...
He needs to look, and he's walking into. This is about to be a lot of damage. Massachusetts is gonna kill the Julio just as sport.
He's hunting for sport.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And now we've got the Lennon.
They beat him at their own game here.
Mm-hmm.
And now the Lennon is in a pure crossfire and shooting at the ship that is butt into him. Damn. Close. Better. Close. This is the most developed.
Yeah.
But I mean, whoever DBFB's caller is, kudos, because they countered the hell out of this.
They did a great job.
And now the Fredericks is gonna ram it.
Might as well.
If you're gonna go big.
He actually got the Massachusetts out. And he's going to dodge this ram. I don't think the Cody's going to get him. Brilliant maneuvering. Yep. He dodged it.
I mean...
Can he get the other Lennon?
Shoot the Frederick, ram the Lennon? No. Guns aren't going to be in a position to do that.
No.
I mean, even if he rams the Lennon and takes... They give him a... Oh, there's 131. Never mind. I just looked at the points.
Look at the guns turning. Oh! Well done. Just turns his gun slightly and says, "Bye." Just.
If you're gonna die, maximum casualty.
Mm-hmm. Take everyone down with you. I agree.
That's right. Because if you take that Lennon off the board, I mean, the Frederick was just going to hide and they were going to win, but at least it opened an avenue for a potential win.
Mm-hmm. Now look at Radiant shooting at the Lennon because he's broadside. Getting nothing for it.
Fuso RNG says absolutely not.
That's right. 40 seconds to go.
Their gunners are drunk.
Well, it's the Japanese shotgun. That's how we always felt about the Fuso.
That's huge. But I can see Team W with it's recoverable.
Mm-hmm.
A couple tweaks, and I think they can be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these other teams, there's a lot of things that have to change. There's just some tweaks here, and I think they'd be in good shape.
Radiant literally being run to the edge of the island and the map.
I believe in you, Radiant! Solo Warrior! There it is, DBFB.
Not gonna happen.
Taking all three. Our last